Hello, welcome back. Today I have a pretty big book haul for you guys, and I am so excited about all of these books. I was going to do this book haul where I unpacked the box with you guys, but well, I filmed that video and it was blurry and my camera died halfway through it, so I'm gonna just share with you guys the books that I got from Book Outlet and also the books that I picked up from Barnes & Nobles recently. Whoop whoop! Let's get into it. The first book I'm gonna share with you guys is The Princess and the Captain by Anne-Laure Bondax? I don't know how to pronounce it. This story sounds actually really good. It's about a princess named Malva who is to be betrothed. Her father has arranged a marriage for her, and she decides that she ain't about that life, and so she escapes the night before her wedding and off she goes. The king ends up sending this sailor Orpheus to go and find the princess, and they end up going on an epic adventure while the princess is trying to run away and Orpheus is trying to bring her home. It was recommended to me by someone, I don't remember who, but when I heard them talk about it I was like, yeah, I gotta read that. So there's that. I got this on Amazon. It's not on Book Outlet and it's not in stores, so yeah, I'll actually link that down below so you guys can go and check it out. The next book I got is The Little Prince by Anthony de Saint-Exupéry. The next book I got is The Little Prince. Last year I watched the Little Prince movie on Netflix for the first time and I absolutely loved it. And so since then I've really been wanting to read the book, but all of the books that I've been able to find at like bookstores are like the pop-up versions, and while I'm a huge fan of pop-up books, I just really kind of wanted to have, you know, an actual like print copy that I could mark in and all that stuff. So I'm really excited to read this one. It's obviously a very short read, and this one does have like pictures in it. But yeah, if you guys haven't checked out the movie, I would highly suggest going to check out the movie. And then after, let's read the book together and we can discuss it, because this is gonna be good. The next book I got is Stalking Jack the Ripper by Carrie Mun. Why do people have such difficult names? Huh? So the next book I got is Stalking Jack the Ripper. I'm gonna be honest, I really don't know what this book is about. Apparently she was the girl that loved the Ripper. I am a die-hard fan for murder stories and blood and gore, and I love Jack the Ripper. I love that mystery so much. I have seen almost every documentary. I am actually currently reading a book, which I will share with you guys shortly, and it's all just Jack the Ripper, and I love him, and that sounds bad, but like, I just am really interested in not only this time period, but this mystery and the psychological aspect behind everything that the Ripper was about, and so I kind of just picked it up for that. I've heard pretty good things about this book, so I feel like I wasn't going to be disappointed, especially since it's about Jack the Ripper. But so I'm really interested to see the twist on this story. And yeah, alright, all the rest of the books are books that I got from Book Outlet, so let's get into it. The first book I got from Book Outlet is I, Ripper by Stephen Hunter. This I've started reading and it is so good, you guys. Two people are telling the story, and one is the diary of Jack the Ripper, and then the other is like the diary of a reporter who reported on Jack the Ripper. And apparently the reporter like met him. This isn't spoilers because it's in the first couple chapters, but so it is so good. Something I will definitely warn you guys about if you're interested in picking up this book is it is very, very graphic. And you almost want to side with like the Ripper, so just keep that in mind, that there's a lot of blood and a lot of gore, and it's very dark and very twisted, and I love it so much. Oh, I'm so excited to finish it. The next two books I got are Cruel Beauty and Crimson Bound by Rosamund Hodge. I have been wanting to read this duology for so long, and I'm so excited that I finally picked it up. If you don't know what it's about, it's basically a Beauty and the Beast spin-off. This young girl, Nyx, is betrothed to the like evil king, and so she's planning on actually like when she marries him to kill him so that his reign of terror can like stop. But it turns out that she ends up falling in love, or she ends up liking him, like he's a pretty cool dude. And so it's actually, you know, I am super excited. Yeah! Woo! But yeah, so those are those two books. The next book I got is Rose and Thorn by Sarah Prentice. This is another spin-off of Sleeping Beauty, and so our character Rose ends up going into a deep sleep after she pricks her finger on a spindle, and when she wakes up like 100 years later, the kingdom that she's called her home is just in a reign of terror. There's violence, and it's bad. Real bad. And so she makes it her mission to save her kingdom and the place that she has loved for her whole life. She meets some interesting characters, probably a prince or someone that she can fall in love with. And the next book I picked up is also a fairy tale spin-off, and that is The Beast is an Animal by Peter Nell von Arsedal. This is a Beauty and the Beast spin-off. This young girl, Elise, has these like magical powers where she can control the like nature spirits, I believe, and this creature called the Beast. And so she like makes it her goal to like go out and kill the Beast, I believe, or something along that line. I don't necessarily know. But yeah, it sounded cool. Honestly, I bought it because it's a Beauty and the Beast spin-off, and that's that. Alright, the next book I got is And I Darkened by Kirsten White. This story is about a brother and his sister who are basically orphaned into the Ottoman courts, and our main girl, Lada, I believe is her name, is just like this ruthless, violent girl. She's kick-ass, and I'm gonna guess that she has to defeat something. I picked up this book because it's very popular and I knew that I'd like it. It's like a fantasy, it's like a historical fantasy kind of book, and I should really look into synopsises before I do book hauls. Alright, the next book is Falling Kingdoms by Morgan Rhodes. Yet again, not really sure what this book is about. But it was on sale. Like, they were having they announced this sale for these books. I was originally gonna buy the first 3 books in this series, and then I was like, Kenzie, you don't even know if you like the first book. You haven't even heard that many things about it. Stop. Buy the first book, that's it. So I held myself back, you guys, and I just bought the first book. From what I can gather is that it's a fantasy world. There's witches. If you're a witch, bad, you die, no one like you. And then there's also these people called the Watchers, but they're like this forgotten race, and they like turn into birds and they do things. And there's like a group of people who team up and they are gonna kick some butt, I can tell. Because that's all I know about this book. Okay, this next book, I know a lot. Well, I don't know that much about it, but I'm excited for this next book. Like, I wasn't planning on buying this book, and then I saw it like last minute, and I was like, oh, hell yeah! So the next book I got is Don't Touch by Rachel M. Wilson. I'm so excited to read this book. This is about a girl who suffers, this is about a young girl who's very, very superstitious. Her superstitions have gotten to the point where like she won't touch anyone because all of the people that she's touched, they end up leaving her or dying, and she's just not about that. Like, she'd rather not have that, connection with people if they can just stay in her life. And so you know, she covers her whole body. She doesn't let people touch her. She's considered the weird girl. And she ends up moving to a new school, so she's the new girl. And this guy, obviously we knew where this was going for the most part. This guy takes an interest to her and really just tries to get her to open up. And I am so excited about this book. Fun fact about me, I absolutely love books where people have to like overcome like huge fears, or they just have like this immeasurable like horrific past that they have to overcome, and I'm so excited. The next book I got is The Nerdy and the Dirty by B.T. Gottfried. This book sounds really funny. It's a contemporary, and this girl who's kind of just like the normal girl in high school, she decides that this year she is gonna say everything that's on her mind. All of her personal inner thoughts, she's just gonna spew them out. And that includes all sexual thoughts, all bad thoughts, and all good thoughts. So basically she turns from like the normal girl to the bad girl. And the like nerd guy of the school decides that this year it's gonna be his year to 1, not be socially awkward, and 2, get himself a girlfriend. And in the end, these two end up teaming up, and I can only imagine where the story is going. I'm really excited. It seems like some cheesy contemporary romance that I like, so yeah. Alright, the next 2 books I got from Book Outlet are The Bone Season and The Mime Order by Samantha Shannon. I think that Catherine Reeds did a book review on The Bone Season, and I liked it, and so that's why I got these books. I originally thought it was also a duology, and that's why I got the first 2 books. But it turns out that it's not a duology, it's like a trilogy or a series, and I hate myself. I even got like this special edition covers, so like now I have to search. Like the next book, I gotta search for the right cover. Oh goddamn. My life is so hard. That being said, I don't want one. So there's a society where these people have like these special gifts, and if you have a special gift, it's bad. What? So like if you have this gift, you're put to death, you're exiled, doesn't matter, you are just gone. And it turns out that the senator's daughter of this society ends up having a gift. And so I'm gonna guess it takes place from her point of view, and not only does she have to hide her gift from the whole world, but also her father, and yeah, it sounds really kind of good. So, and the last book I picked up, I have been wanting to pick up this book for so long, but I finally did, okay? And that is Passenger by Alexandra Bracken. Alexandra Bracken is one of my favorite authors. I first got into her with her book Brightly Woven in like 8th grade. Like she was one of those authors that I like started my reading career out with, and like I've reread Brightly Woven about 10 times. I love that book. If you haven't checked out that book, go check it out. But yeah, so I finally picked up Passenger. I have been wanting to pick this up for a while, but I haven't gotten around to it. I don't know why. It's a book about time travel. This violin prodigy ends up having to run away. She's thrust into this life of danger, and people also want to kill her or have her arrested, from what I can gather. She ends up teaming up with this guy named Nicholas, this like Captain Nicholas, and the people that Nicholas works for are the people that want Etta dead, and it sounds pretty cool. Time travel, ships. Heard good things about it, so yeah. Alright, that is it for the books that I got from my local stores and the Book Outlet. This is fun. I always love book hauls. I'm sorry that my synopsises really suck. Try to get better at those, but I probably won't. Because lots of times I just buy the books because I like it. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. It has been a pleasure, as always. Yeah. Peace out.